Hello everyone and welcome to Cooking with Kids. Today we will be making peach upside down mini cakes. For today's recipe, we will be using non-stick cooking spray, 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter, 6 teaspoons of light brown sugar, and for the cake batter, 3 fresh peaches, 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 3/4 of sugar, 1/3 cup of unsalted butter, 1 large egg, and 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and a half a cup of buttermilk. So the first thing we're going to want to do is preheat our oven at 350 degrees. Next, we're going to want to grab our muffin pan and spray it with our non-stick cooking spray. So the next thing we're going to do is grab our stick of butter that came in our kit, find where it says 1 tablespoon, and we're going to cut that off. This is easier to do when the butter is a little bit harder. So make sure your butter is cold for this part. And we're going to cut that off, 1 tablespoon. And once we get that cut off, we are going to cut it off into 12 equal pieces and put those 12 pieces into each muffin cup. So now that our butter is all cut up into tiny pieces, here I am just adding it into our muffin pan. You have to do this quickly because the heat from your fingers can melt the butter as they are small pieces. So try to do this part quickly as you can. Next, we're going to grab our 6 teaspoons of light brown sugar, and we are going to add a half a teaspoon of sugar to each muffin cup. So now it's time to grab your peaches. I've already pre-washed mine. You need a cutting board and a knife for this part. And we're gonna take 1 or 2 peaches and we're gonna slice them up into nice slices. And these are gonna go in the bottom of our muffin pan. So now that our peaches are all sliced up, it's time to add them to our muffin pan. So you can add, it's totally optional. I went with 2, but you can absolutely add 3 to the bottom of each of your muffin pan. And we're just gonna do this all the way through until all 12 cups are filled. Now it's time to grab the remaining peaches, and we are going to cut these into small cubes. By the time we cut these all up, we should have about 1.5 cups of peaches. I cut these up to really small pieces. It's totally optional if you want to cut them a little bit bigger. You can. I chose to do them much smaller. And here is our bowl full of our diced up peaches. And now it's time to work on our batter. So for this part, we're going to use 1.5 cups of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, So let's measure that out, pour that into the bowl. We are also going to use 1 teaspoon of baking powder, which I've already pre-measured, and a half a teaspoon of baking soda, again, already measured out. So I just got to dump it in. And then we're going to grab a whisk and mix these dry ingredients together. Give it a good stir. In another bowl, you're going to add your 1/4 cup of butter and your 2/3 cups of sugar, and we are going to use a mixer and get that all blended together until it is light and fluffy. So you're going to do this for about 2 minutes. Now in that same bowl, we are going to add our 1 egg. Get that all in there. And we are going to add our 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Once we get both of those in, we're going to grab our mixer and we're going to get all those ingredients blended well together. We should do this for about another 2 to 3 minutes until well combined or the mixture is fluffy and white. And this is about the consistency and texture we're looking for. When it looks about like this, it's ready and we can put that aside. Now we're going to grab that bowl of flour we mixed earlier and we're going to add half of that batter in with our flour, and we're going to use our mixer to get that all mixed in together. Again, we're only adding half of the batter. So I'm going to put this in half, turn on our mixer and get this mixed in and blended. So we are going to mix this for about 1 minute on low speed. Now it's time to add our half a cup of buttermilk. And again, this part we're going to need our mixer, and we're going to make sure that this is all mixed well together. And once that's mixed all well together, we're going to add the rest of the batter in our bowl. So here is the last bit of our batter going inside our flour mixture. Get that all in there. And we're going to give this a really good mix again. We don't want to mix it too much as it can make the cake hard. So just get it well mixed together and then we can stop mixing. So once you notice that it's all been blended well and it looks good, stop. Now that our batter is complete, it is time to grab your bowl of diced up peaches. And we are going to need a spatula. So here's our peaches. We're going to pour those into our batter, and we're going to use a spatula and get that mixed in well and make sure all the peaches are in there nicely. Now it's time to divide the batter into 12 muffin pan cups. I used an ice cream scoop, which I thought was a super easy step, but you can do whatever works for you. Let me know. Did you use a spoon? Did you use an ice cream scoop? What did you use to put your batter into your muffin pan? And And now we're going to bake for about 25 to 30 minutes or until the toothpick comes out clean. Also, when you do take these out, we're going to put them on a cooling wire rack and flip them upside down. And here is our peach upside down mini cake. It was so warm and delicious, and what better thing to go with something warm than some cold vanilla ice cream. If you guys have some ice cream on hand, add that with your mini cake. Let me know what you thought. I hope you guys enjoyed making this recipe. Until next time, bye.